But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here together is evidence of that.
All right, a very good afternoon. Tremendous to have your company here on BRL TV. The match of the round sees the undefeated juggernaut that is the Normanby Hounds taking on the Bulimba Bulldogs at Bert Sinclair Oval. In round 11 of the BRL Premier competition last week, in round 10, the Bulldogs went down to the Diehards 46 points to 12. And as for the Hounds, they kept the undefeated season alive, but it wasn't easy. A Jacob Tunge hat-trick secured them victory 32 points to 28 over the Bears. We're starting to creep closer to the pointy end of the season, and every win is pivotal. Bulimba, well, they're trying to claw their way back into the top 5. However, they'll have to overcome the table topping Normanby Hounds. A ripper here on BRL TV awaits. I'm Cameron Anker, joining myself in commentary this afternoon, former Intrust Super Cup player Taylor Brown. Taylor, mate, how do you stop this Normanby juggernaut?
Well, many teams have tried and they've gotten pretty close, but who knows? Because they've been pushed to the brink on several occasions, especially recently with a couple of close games. I mean, last week they looked all but defeated until the last 10 minutes of the game where they finally claimed the lead and then held on. So who knows how you defeat this Normanby side? I dare say Kevin Locke's going to have a lot to do with them continuing their winning form today. Obviously, he's a massive inclusion for the Normanby Hounds. So let's see how the Bulimba Bulldogs try and attack it.
We'll head over to the team list just shortly, but just on the Bulldogs side of things, Taylor, they had a tough loss last week to Valleys, and that was a big game for them because Valleys jumped them into the top 5. So I'm sure they're going to come out firing here this afternoon, knowing that such a tough ask against coming up this, as I said, the juggernaut that is the Normanby Hounds.
Absolutely. I think if there's one thing Bulimba can take out of Normanby's form recently is that they are defeatable. They've definitely shown at times that if Bulimba can play to their game and play a really strong game, they can win. It's obviously pivotal, pointy end of the season. If they can get the win, west of Plain Valleys, obviously after us on Panther TV, it could have a massive change in the leaderboard after this round. Obviously, if Bulimba win and Valleys lose, they'll leapfrog them.
Yep.
And if you look at the for and against, Bulimba minus 62, Valleys minus 4. So that could play a lot to do with our top 5 come to the end of the season.
Absolutely. I think you're right. For and against will come into play, especially at the back end of this season. Let's go over to the Normanby Hounds side and have a look at how they line up here this afternoon. It's Benaiah Bowie at the back, Henderson, Godfrey and Jack Smith on the wings. Jacob Tunge and Cameron Booth are the centres, and Cameron Booth is also the skipper. Kevin Locke, as Taylor Brown alluded to, is in the halves for the Normanby side this afternoon, along with Jack Hickson, Sam Gardell, Josh Williams, Reese Melville, the front row, Kobe Tararo, Clayton Nuia, Cody McIntosh is the back row, and on the bench, Mason Trapp, Majelli, Cornorth and Vaka Utah. And we'll head over to the Bulimba side. Taylor, if you want to run us through that one, mate.
Absolutely, mate. Fullback for this afternoon will be Connor Miller. On the pick and swings, we have Joseph Klaus and Mark Hubner. Connor Jones and Frank Caressa in the centres. Liam Sutin will be the 5'8 this afternoon with Thomas O'Connor at half. Josh Engelberth gets a start this week with Adam Camburis in the front row, Josh Few being the hooker, Reece Sparry and Michael Butson in the back row. Isaac Skyring will be the lock of the side. On the chrome, Trent Wedding in the number 14 jersey, Jared Blank, Seamus Leyland and Tyler Tavalia.
All right, Taylor. Two fairly strong-looking squads there, especially the Normanby side. I don't think they can get too much better. Obviously, Lachlan Cooper's gone up to Cup, and he's just continued on the form that he's shown in the BRL, which is just showing that how strong this competition is, that a player can go up there and get 2 men of the matches in a row.
Well, I mean, we were seeing it week to week at this level. Lachlan Cooper's an ISC player, and he's proven that once he's gotten to the level that he is an Intrust Super Cup player. If you're keeping Kevin Locke out of a spot in the Intrust Super Cup, you're also doing pretty well. I mean, 89 NRL games. How many tests for New Zealand? He played in an NRL Grand Final, a World Cup Grand Final. I mean, his record speaks for itself. And if you keep him out of a spot, it just shows the type of potential and what South Logan really see in Lachlan Cooper, and I'm excited for him because he's earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. So last week results round 10 in the BRL Premier Competition. It was Normanby 32 over Pine Rivers 28, Valleys 46 over Bulimba 12, West 40, Beenleigh 14 and Wynnum 28 defeated the Brighton Roosters 22. Let's have a little chat about this win, Taylor. I mean, it's blowing around here. It's pretty cold in our little commentary section here. How much will it play effect here this afternoon?
Oh, well, it's playing an effect with me. I don't know how I'm going to call this game. I'm freezing. I'm thinking about going home, getting a blanket, and see if we can start later. But look, I think it's going to have a lot to do with the game. If you're the Bulimba Bulldogs, you've got a massive task coming up against this Normanby Hounds juggernaut that's the top of the competition. You know, it's cold. The ground's wet. If you get 10 points behind, 16 points behind, something like that, couple of tries, your head's going to go down, and it could turn ugly. However, it could work the other way if you're getting on top of this Normanby side of Bulimba, and the heads start to drop for Normanby, or then who knows, maybe Bulimba cause an upset.
So important for both halves to, I guess, test out the back three of both sides early on with this blowing around. It's just calmed down a little bit right now, but I'm sure it'll come back into effect as the afternoon grows. But yeah, both halves you'd think are going to be putting up some testers early on. Immediately.
And it's always been something that Normanby have done. Every time I've seen Normanby play, they've had a great kicking game. Obviously led by Lachlan Cooper. But I think Jack Hickson's played a really good role in this side recently. So has Josh Williams, who's obviously gone into hooker. I think he prefers hooker to go in there. That's maybe why they slotted it in. But I'm interested to see how that kicking game comes to fruition today for Hickson. So
Normanby Hounds out on the park, just waiting for the Bulimba Bulldogs to make their way out here at Bert Sinclair Oval. The referee looks at his watch. He thinks it's just about time to get going here. Just before they come out, we'll have a look at the points table before round 11 kicked off, and it's, as we spoke about, Taylor, the undefeated Normanby Hounds on top. They got a good points differential as well on 30 points, plus 175. Wynnum Seagulls, last time we were out here, we saw Normanby put them to the sword as well, and that's our top two. In third position, West Brisbane Panthers on 24 points, Pine Rivers in fourth on 22, Diehards in fifth position on 20, so too Bulimba on the 20 points in sixth. That's why it's so important here this afternoon that they try and get themselves back in the winner's circle. Carina in seventh, Beenleigh Pride in eighth, and the Brighton Roosters sitting there in ninth position. Let's get an early prediction from yourself, Taylor. Which way is this game going to go, mate?
I think it might be a bit too much of a hill to climb for the Bulldogs. I just think that Normanby, even with Alahana Mara out, they're just such a strong side, and they know how to win games. And that's when you have those tight affairs and you're still coming out on top, it just shows the quality that they have across the park. It's not just their big names that have been great for them this year. Obviously, Jack Smith, the leading try scorer of the competition. Jacob Tonge, 3 tries last week, 4 out of 6 goals. He's as Brad Talon said today in his wrap-up, a rich vein of form, just playing outstanding at the moment. And I think Normanby are just going to be too good. I like their middles. I think Reece Melville and Corey Kern each week have been playing outstanding
80
football.
last week, wasn't it? The game that you
called? It was. And they're led really well by those middles, and they obviously have a really good kicking game. They're going to be really hard to beat for Bulimba, who, without their best player, which is Oliver Pascoe. Again, we'll shout out to Ollie. He scored a try in his cup debut for East. Obviously worked very hard for that opportunity. But it's
linking up with another BRL player in Kyle Colkill from the Wynnum Seagulls. So again, we're seeing the fruition of this BRL comp produce these classy players and going up and doing a job as well, haven't they?
I think this is one of the first times I've seen so much, can I say, recruitment in from the BRL.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Coggle obviously was playing for Wynnum.
Yeah, and
now he's gone to East to get his Intrust Super Cup gig, which is pretty rare. You don't see that often mid-season transfers within the Q Cup in general. You just don't see it.
Yeah.
But it just shows you the type of talent there is around and what's on offer, and coaches are jumping at it, and so are the managers. And so, there's definitely chocolates for someone who's playing good football in this BRL competition, and it shows that it is the true second grade of the Q Cup.
So the Bulimba side, they're out in the park now. They made the Hounds wait a little bit, didn't they, Taylor? Could that be a little bit of a ploy here just before round 11 kicks off?
Well, I'm cold. So if I'm standing out there in jerseys and short shorts, I reckon it'd be freezing. So there could be a few head games in that.
Round 11 underway here at Bert Sinclair Oval. It's the Hounds taking on the Bulimba Bulldogs, and we are underway. It's the Hounds who have the pill in hand first, and they're straight into their work. As I said, they're top of the table. The Bulimba Bulldogs sitting in 6th position, trying to get themselves back into the winner's circle here. Cameron Anker and Taylor Brown on commentary duties for you on this BRL TV broadcast. And there goes McIntosh with his first charge, and just over the 30-metre line here go the Hounds, and again, they're working that centre channel. It's Williams now at dummy half. Goes out to Kevin Locke. Chucks a little inside ball to Bowie, and there's some dangerous signs early on. But well defended in the end, that set there from the Bulimba Bulldogs. It's last play now for the Hounds. Ball goes back to Hickson. It's a swirling one. We talked about this in our pre-game show, and underneath it, a great job from Connor Miller. Tries to get on the outside of Smith as well, but he did a good job there, Taylor, under that swirling testing one early on there.
He did, and that early success is what's going to keep those kickers from moving away and trying something new. But the Normanby Hounds, 50 metres off the initial set of the game, rolling through the middle, an inside ball off Locke. Yeah, they're showing their experience already so far.
And there's the forwards doing a bit of work for the Bulimba side. It's Engelberth with that charge, and they go again here. And some nice defence there from Hickson along with Uia. Williams in there as well. Bulimba just settling into their work here with Camboris.
I like Camboris. He goes around his work and no complaints. He just seems to be pretty tough.
Few. Now to this right-hand side with Caressa. He's got his winger unmarked in Hubner, but he comes back to his inside channel, and a couple of Hounds will wrap him up. Hickson, one of them, getting through a bit of work in defence early on there. Again, no, they've got the set restart here, the Bulimba Bulldogs, on last play, Taylor, so they'll start their set here about 42 metres out from the try line.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, 6 again, late in the tackle count, it's going to hurt. It's definitely a killer. It's not what Normanby want. I was about to say, they seem like they're defending really well. There was only about 20 metres made in that last set, but now they're 6 again, so who knows what will happen here.
So the Bulimba Bulldogs will have the first real attacking threat here, and it goes to their lock forward in Skyring. He just takes a settler up. It's Few at dummy half. Looks to go right. He does go that way. Now out the back, it's Miller. Puts a little bit of goose step on and hands it off to his centre in Connor Jones, and he's well contained out wide by the Hounds. Few now to the left-hand side. On the boot it goes from Sue Tin, and it's bouncing around, and Normanby Hounds will just let that trickle over the dead ball line, and here goes that man, Jacob Tarnch. He has a bit of room as well, but comes back to the inside. So 7 tackle set coming up for the Hounds. Kevin Lockin at dummy half, hands it off to Cameron Booth. Puts a little 1-2 on with his footwork there and gets him over the 40-metre line. Not the greatest finish to that set from the Bulimba side, Taylor, and I mean the Hounds are rolling again here. They're already over the halfway line.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. They did ask a few questions early in the game. They're getting their feel for things. It's definitely a safe option for the Bulldogs there, and they almost got a result from a Sutin kick. But yeah, interesting to see how they develop into this game, the Bulldogs. They need to get comfortable early, work this middle channel as they have with Camboris and Engelberth, and then try to get some results a bit later in the game. Not try and jump their guns early.
Here's Hickson now, ball playing out the back to Bowie, and he tries to get on the outside there of a couple of Bulldogs players, but can't, and they've got themselves a penalty here, do the Normanby Hounds.
Yeah, penalty each side early in this game after, 5 minutes. So hopefully we don't have an afternoon of too many of them. It's stop-start footy. Yeah, It'll only help the Hounds, I believe.
A big opportunity coming up here for the Hounds, their first real attacking set, and they've got a full set here inside the opposition 20. They go to the left-hand side with Cornorth, and he takes one up. It's Williams now to the left-hand side with Hickson. Had a player on his inside, went short to his back row. Late offload back to Hickson. Tries to get on the outside. Flick pass from Kevin Locke. Now to Bowie. Cut out on the boot, and it's going to trickle over the touchline there. So Justin go to hands there from the Hounds, but looking pretty dangerous in attack there.
Yeah, bit of desperation where you don't need it. I think you're down here. You're winning the field possession battle. Get through your set. Get us all to kick in and go again. I see Lachlan Cooper there with a yellow shirt from Normanby Hounds. So that's another half, another strong eye looking out for these halves in Normanby and letting them know where they should be kicking, what they could be doing better. So it's going to benefit.
It was early in the count there as well from the Hounds. That's Hubner with that charge for the Bulldogs, and they go again here with Sparry. It's Few at dummy half and hands it off again for Miller, who's been pretty involved early on here, but he's taken back a couple of metres there by a couple of Hounds, and one of them being that man Kevin Locke. And again, the Bulldogs try and attack the centre, and it falls to a Hound's hand. So an incomplete set there from the Bulimba side, and they're going to cough it up and give the Hounds another really solid opportunity here.
Yeah, I don't mind it. He's jumped out and thrown a short ball to Engelberth, who was coming onto it pretty hard, but yeah, I don't know if he threw the ball a bit too hard for my liking. It was, a spiroplast from that close,
distance, yeah,
straight to the chest. I mean, it's not a small chest either on Josh Engelberth, is it? So anyway, they'll have to try and alleviate that pressure now with 6 tackles, and the Normanby Hounds coming at him.
Williams to Tunge, and he lost that on first tackle. It's going to be a Bulldogs ball. Caressa, space, can't get on the outside of Smith there. Smith showing him the sideline and just knowing he's got the speed to catch up to him there.
Well done to Caressa. He went for the ball, he grabbed it, and he raked it out the back and then regathers. So that's a massive play for the Bulldogs.
A few incomplete sets early on, Taylor.
Yeah, there is.
There's been a bit of rain around Brisbane here the last couple of days, and as we said, it's a bit windy, a bit cold, so we might see a bit more of that. Well,
as we see another 6 again call for the Bulldogs, so yeah, a few penalties, a few errors, a bit of a sloppy start to the game. We're yet to see 10 minutes, so whoever can clean that up first will probably get first points, I'd say.
Here's Cam Boris. He only knows one way, looks for a late offload as well. Engelberg was lurking, didn't use that option. Now it's Few. They go out the back now with Miller. Had Caressa, but dummied and went himself. Thomas O'Connor for the Bulldogs. Pretty sure it's his first BRL A-grade game here. Here's Engelberth, space in front of him as well. All the way to the try line, the big fella. No, he's just cut short. Fuller running here, the Bulldogs. It's Few, tackled well, penalty Bulimba.
Absolutely, that's a penalty any day of the week. Look, I just want to mention, Cam Boris has taken about 6 hit-ups so far. 6 hit-ups this game. Then he gets a late ball, turns and offloads to Engelberth on the burst through a gap.
I thought he was going to go all the way there, the big fella Engelberth.
He's got speed, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, that's just Cam Boris. Yeah, not one-dimensional, showing that he has the ability to turn and pass the ball and hit someone through a hole as he takes another strong hit up.
There he is, right on cue, about a metre out from the try line now. It's Few at dummy half again. The referee says we're going to play that ball again. So Ken Boris plays it back to Few. And there's an error from the Bulldogs, and that's a pretty simple one, Taylor. They've had some opportunities, but just can't get it going here.
Yeah, a couple of real simple errors, to be honest. Just one off the ruck, a bit of a long ball, and it's been dropped, spilled his lollies. So disappointing. They seemed like they had the run of the play, and as you said, a lot of running in their legs, and they looked energetic. And I thought they could have drawn first blood there, which would be massive in this game against the Hounds, but not to be.
Yeah, so just going back to what I was talking about, the 7 for the Bulldogs, Thomas O'Connor, his first game of BRL A-grade this year, and I heard pre-game Bulimba coach Michael Lambert just saying this bloke won't let you down in his pre-game speech. He's going to marshal his troops around. He's a voice, he's a prominent voice, and we'll expect to see a lot of him here this afternoon as the Normanby Hounds almost to the 40-metre line now. To Williams, to Locke, to Raro now. He's always a handful. He's played a few cup games this year as well. Kobe Tararo. Plays it back to Cameron Booth. Now to Kevin Locke. And Kevin Locke hands it off to McIntosh. They're starting to roll again now, the Hounds. A long line set to the right, and it's Williams. Hands it off to Kernoth, and he charges into a couple of Bulldogs players. Sparry makes the tackle along with Engelberth. We go to the right-hand side again with Hickson. Plays in motion. Uia in try-scoring form. Hands it off to Tunch. Tunch beats one, beats two, goes all the way to the try line and opens the scoring here for the Normanby Hounds. Taylor Brown is that man we spoke about pre-game. He's on the try-scoring list again.
Absolutely. Jacob Tonji, every time he seems to get the ball in open space, he converts that into points. I just want to say, how good did Jack Hickson look there? He comes out from his line, hits a ball in two hands. He looks inside. Don't know who it is there, sorry. Then goes to the outside to Weir through half a gap. And Weir's in a rich vein of form too. He scored every game since round 6. Gets the hand free to Tunge, who any half a chance and he'll convert it into points. So, yeah, really good shape there. And well done from Hickson. A lot of the times you look on the inside to play on the outside. And he's done that really well so far, and obviously to Weir, who's got points in him. So
I like that from the Hounds. They seem to be able to get to their points really well, Taylor, and then set up for their plays off the back of that. And we saw it. They worked the middle channel, a couple of tackles up the middle, then handed off to their halves out wide, who enable the speed and the strength of their outside men to come into the game.
Absolutely, and you come into this right side with Hickson. Locke's going to draw a lot of attention on their left-hand side. He's going to draw a lot of attention. He just is. 89 games of NRL experience and all those tests to boot, and he's been a professional in this game for a long time. So he's going to get all the attention on the right-hand side. But Hickson, just on this on this side here, he just does his work. He goes about it, shows on the inside, hits the outside, and gets results.
So a nice one early on here for any kicker in the try scorer himself, Jacob Tunge, lining this one up. As we see the 15 go out there for the Bulimba Bulldogs, the big fella Jared Blanc, and he'll look to get his side on the front foot. But it was a bit of tit for tat early, a few errors, but Normanby Hounds, they just showed their class there to open the scoring. And Tunge nails that one, so we go 6 points to 0 here. BRL TV, Normanby Hounds leading the Bulimba Bulldogs.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much they have to fix there, the Bulimba Bulldogs. Obviously, there were some defensive issues on that edge that they'll have to have a conversation and clear up.
Yep.
But that's just Tom O'Connor on this edge, maybe, first game of the year and a bit of nerves and come up against Weir, who's that try-scoring machine.
He's so tough to handle, isn't he?
He is. He's proven that time and time again. But they're right in this game.
Oh, they are, absolutely.
They've looked very strong in the opening 10 minutes, so if they need to keep their heads up and keep charging hard, because they can make this a real battle this afternoon at Graceville.
And there's a dangerous-looking kick. Tararo got it. We might have an accidental offside there. So they're going to get a chance here, Taylor.
Yeah, they will.
Straight off the kickoff, and the Bulimba Bulldogs will go on the attack.
Well, that's the fourth penalty that Normanby are giving away today. They're giving the ball to the Bulimba Bulldogs and saying, what can you do? What can you do? And if you give a team that much ball, they're going to turn around and put points on you. So
Butson tries to burrow low. So they're right on the attack straight away here, the Bulldogs. Stepping and jinking there is Su Tin. He'll take that. It's pretty much a settler. Tararo was involved in the tackle. They come to their left-hand side with O'Connor. His first charge is Jared Blanc. Now, slowish play the ball for the Bulldogs here. They're set to the left. It goes that way through Few. Now O'Connor. Now Miller. He's dangerous. Puts a bit of footwork on. Gets rid of one. Wow. And he scores here as well. Connor Miller. What about the pace?
Mate, I had a perfect view of that, and he's done really well. When he gets the ball, he changes. The way he comes onto it, that change of pace. He's on the inside of Weir. The way he jinks and holds Weir up, he has to stop and get on 2 feet. You'll see it when the replay comes back in a moment. Weir stops on 2 feet and then has to go again, and then he just gets on the outside, Hickson through speed. To start on the inside of the back rower and then score the try on the outside of the half. It just shows the speed he came into the ball at. It was a change of pace because, as you can see, O'Connor got the ball. He was in and out and he wasn't doing much. And then when Miller comes with that sort of pace out the back, it really disrupts the defensive line. So great work from Connor Miller there and O'Connor. A lot of that pace regulation that you see from sevens and fullbacks, that's practice. They do that on purpose. So obviously, even though O'Connor's just come into the BRL this year, he's trained a lot with Miller, and that's evident in this piece of play.
Really nice play from the Bulimba Bulldog, and He'll look to try and convert his own try as well, as did Jacob Tunge early on. 6 points to 4 here. Kick to come for the Bulimba Bulldogs fullback. Strikes it, and it's going to go across the face here. So score remains 6 points to 4 here, but they are right in this contest, the Bulldogs. Very, very nice try from the fullback, Connor Miller.
Well, they're in this contest because Normanby have allowed them to be. There's 2 errors to the Normanby side at the moment and 4 penalties, and with only 13 minutes gone, you can't be giving away that sort of ball. You just can't do it. So message simple for the Hounds: hold the ball, stop giving away the ball, and we'll be right back into the fight. But they keep doing it.
That was off the error of the kickoff as well, Taylor, as Kevin Locke puts this one up in mid-range, dangerous area, but O'Connor gets there on the full. But it all comes back to that error off the kickoff. After they scored points, Tararo, no one knew where to go to off that kickoff. It was, as I said, kind of like that one we just saw in the mid-range area, and they weren't able to get to it. Accidental offside. Bulldogs go down that end and they score. Yeah,
a bit of a rookie error, and if those errors and those penalties keep stacking up, you're going to feel like everything's against you. And I'll tell you what, the wind's against you, the weather's against you, so you don't want the referee going against you too.
Is Caressa up against Jacob Tonge. This will be a good battle as well, as we are seeing early on. Hickson down low, Tonge over the top. Caressa wins the tackle low and gets a quick play of the ball, which enables Few to go like that and tries to get on the outside of Uwea and stands in the tackle. Goes out the back now to Miller, who's doing a bit of kicking as well. Can't find the turf. It goes down the throat of Bowie. Now Bowie stepping and jinking off the kick return. Goes straight into a couple of Bulldogs players, one of them being Sparry.
Well done to the Bulldogs, completing after points. I'm really impressed with Frank Caressa on this left edge so far. As you mentioned, that battle will be a good battle.
Oh, and there we go, Taylor. Going to give him another opportunity here.
Yeah, we see an error coming from the middle third there. I believe that's Cody McIntosh that may have spilt his lollies. Another opportunity here for the Bulldogs.
40 metres out. This is where you like to attack from. You get a full set to get to your points and put on your plays.
Well, the scrum always brings on the plays. They've decided to pack this scrum line from the 20 metres in, the tram line as I like to call them. So they'll look to go right here through Sutin. Naturally a 9 playing in the halves today.
There he is, Sutin. Now to Miller, the try scorer. And again, picks up the speed of play, puts his man on the outside, but they get to him on this occasion, the Hounds. That's Connor Jones out there for the Bulldogs on the right-hand side centre position. Another good player to have in their side. He's got wealth of experience as well. That's Butson with the charge for the Bulldogs. Few to Blanc. He's got an offload in him as well, this big fella. He takes it straight to the line on that occasion. They go to the right with Few to Sutin. Short play to Butson again. Forward pass, says the referee.
Yeah, it might not have been the right play. Short ball, not a bad option, but a bit late into the line, and Butson's just overrun the ball. So Bulimba still looking very strong. I think what they've done is Josh Few has been playing half of them for a couple of weeks now in the BRL, and putting him into 9. I don't mind that because they've left Sutin on the edge. Sutin's obviously a hooker lock naturally. So there would have been a bit of temptation to put Sutin at 9 and then Few at half. But I don't mind Sutin. He's just been standing and delivered. Obviously a wrong area there, but it might be a bit of a masterstroke here for the Bulldogs.
It's got Trent Wedding on the bench as well, the Bulldogs. He's played a bit in the halves as well. So they've got some options there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I dare say Sutin's probably been training the house down and deserves it.
There's Jack Smith, heavy contact from the Bulldogs there.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? Leading try scorer of the comp.
Try and slow him down early on. Williams at dummy half. McIntosh hands it off, and there's some good defence again from the Bulldogs. All over Kernoth there. Kevin Locke now stuck in their own end. He's got it on the boot. Might look for a 40-20 here. Miller's got to get onto it, and was he inside? Wait for the referee's decision here, but that's a big play from Kevin Locke, and they're clapping, and there it is, a 40-20 to Kevin Locke. The pressure was on. They were pinned down their own end, but now they'll go on the attack here.
Well, that's experience. That's experience is what it is, and they were under the pump. They're getting smashed left, right, and centre. But Kevin Locke gets the ball, kicks a 40-20.
Huge play from Kevin Locke. Melville. Hickson. Bowie now. Well tackled. Oh, no, he's got a late offload. Back to Hickson. Hickson goes on his inside to his front row. A big dummy close to the line. It's Melville, and there's a penalty to the Hounds and a bit of push and shove as well from the lads. The battle of the two dogs out here this afternoon, Taylor. The Hounds and the Bulldogs.
Just trying to stay warm in the middle, get some body warmth and have a bit of a cuddle, and then we'll get this play underway.
It's Melville again. Had a huge night last week against the Pine Rivers Bears. He's into his work well and truly here this afternoon. It's Williams, McIntosh, Locke, Bowie, Cameron Booth. Tough to stop from here. Good job out there is Connor Jones. There's another good centre battle out there. Two experienced customers. Bouncing ball didn't go to hand. Locke picked it up, went to Hickson. Hickson now to Uia. He's dangerous here as well. Puts on a goosey, gets rid of one, and Caressa comes in to finish the tackle. Some big contact as well. He's slow to get to his feet here.
Geez, that's a long rat's tail, isn't it?
It is. McIntosh now. Few low, got a late offload. Bowie lurking around, as a good fullback does. Still a couple of tackles up their sleeve here, the Normanby Hounds. It's Williams to Hickson. Space in front of him, puts it on the left boot. Bulldog might get there first, they do. Good defence from the Bulimba side, but that's an error actually. The referee's got a knock on from the Bulimba side there, so the Hounds will get the ball in their hands again, attacking the opposition line.
Yeah, it was a bit of a side-to-side sort of set from the Hounds, wasn't it? They found an option out wide with Weir, who looked good, and Cam Booth almost went over in the left-hand corner. So side-to-side, almost pushing and trying to find that opening. So rewarded with another set. Let's see if they can capitalise as they have to defend again, the Bulimba Bulldogs.
Well, they're set long to the right here off the back of the scrum. All those dangerous customers there. They go to the left-hand side with only one man there, and he'll back himself as well. Oh, goes close as well, just a couple of metres out. So a trick play there from the Hounds of the back of the scrum. Now McIntosh hits the centre. Dead set centre there. Attacking the opposition line is Williams. They're up to the task on that occasion, the Bulldogs. BRL TV, 6 points to 4 here. Real cracker on our hands. It's with Kevin Locke now. He came up the 40-20. Goes back on the inside against the grain. It's Jacob Tunge. Already scored one. Williams now. Hickson always has plenty of time. Hands it off to Toraro. Last play now for the Hounds. Bowie's at dummy half. Now to Hickson. Mid-range looking kick, looking for Tunge. He gets there first. No, he doesn't. It's Caressa. They're going to muscle up here and try and push him in goal, but they can't. Well, it's evaded again from the Bulldogs. Really impressive in defence on their own line.
Almost ended up in a scrum there, didn't it? It was 5 each side pushing Caressa either side of the line, but
oh no. Penalty. Luckily enough there for the Bulimba side. It could have been 4 sets in a row there for the Hounds, and they've got themselves a penalty though.
Yeah, they've got the penalty. It's a bit of a let-off there.
I think we've got to tip our hat at the moment here, Taylor, to some of this Bulldogs' defence on their own line.
Absolutely. A couple of sets in a row.
Hounds have thrown a lot at them so far.
Oh, they're up to the task, and you can tell with the way they are defending. And even before the 40-20, it seemed like the Bulldogs were defending so strongly and really had a lot of will in this game. So good to see them get out of their own end and see what they can do here. Almost a shoulder charge there from Weir.
That's Sparry with that run, and Wedding's got the card in hand for the Bulldogs, so it looks like he'll work his way out there. It'll be interesting to see where he actually plays. And a penalty again to the Bulldogs here.
Okay, I think Melville wants to mix it up.
And they come together.
Camboris is...
This is cheap meters here from the Hounds, giving the Bulldogs these opportunities to get out of their own end. That's 2 penalties now. We'll march them outside of their own half.
Yeah, well, Melville and Camboris have had bit of a push and shove previously. And Camboris has played a solid game. He's been involved in everything, and Melville had a cracker last weekend. It's shaping up to be another salivating battle down here. It's after only 20 minutes. This will be huge.
Referee Jake Stanton will call out Cameron Booth here, the Normanby Hounds skipper. Just try and calm things down a little bit.
Yeah, there's no sin bins, there's no anything extra attention needed, I believe. So Cam Burris is called out. He'll have his little chat with the referee as well. But that's I've got my count here. 6 penalties the Hounds have given up so far this afternoon in the space of under 25 minutes. You can't win footy games giving away that much pill.
Certainly not. Quick tap here from Miller. I love the way this guy plays, and he gets him on the front foot as well through Butson, and they go over the 40-metre line. And Connor Miller, he's having a really solid start to this round 11 match here.
He's just a footballer. You can tell by the way he plays the game and the way he thinks. He's a footballer. He's a competitor.
Joseph Klaus with that run. I might see if I can get a correction, but I'm pretty sure he's on debut as well for the Bulimba Bulldogs in the number 2 jumper. It's Wedding. He's going to fill into the dummy half role. O'Connor. Short. They might have been appealing for a high shot, and Camboris comes steaming in, Taylor, and here they go again.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit more steam to this push and shove. No punches thrown yet, is what I can see, but Bulimba Valley Bulldogs taking exception to a late shot on Thomas O'Connor. I believe that was Cody McIntosh who came in with the shoulder. He
was in there as well, McIntosh, in the heart of that little scuffle. And look at Camboris. He's always there for his mates, isn't he?
I love that from Camboris. His half gets late shotted, straight in the ribs too. The kidneys would be hurting. And
tell you what, O'Connor just gets straight back up and was getting to his spot and then realises they're coming together.
Well, I like Camboris.
I'll go have a little look.
No, I like that. He's drawn a line in the sand and said that's not acceptable. You got to stick up for the little blokes in your team. He'll get 10 minutes for the effort. Yeah, I don't know if 10 minutes is worth it. I don't think there are any punches thrown. And
did he get 10?
He just got 10.
Really?
He'll come and sit down next to us.
Well, there we go. Camboris sent for 10 here, and no Hounds player as well, especially considering that late shot there, Taylor Brown.
Look, I think that was really harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a front row. Well, not been, I guess I still am a front row. You don't get out of that position, but if I see that happen to my half, I'm doing the same thing, and no punches thrown and get 10 in the bin anyway.
They remain on the attack, the Bulldogs here. Let's see if they can score with 12 men. Miller almost gives himself up and then says, hey, I'm going to have a little crack. And then Caressa now is out of dummy half. Had a player he ran into in Sparry, and now he's floating across the field, putting a bit of footwork on, and they're centre of the park now. It's Wedding at dummy half now. Can they post some points here with a man down? Short ball, Blanc. Got a late offload as well. Burrowing low to the try line. The Bulldogs, they can't get there on this occasion. It was Su Tin. Thought they were over for all money.
Yeah, great offload.
O'Connor. Back on the inside now. Offload again. O'Connor, Caressa. Just needed to pick it up. He had a 2-on-1 there, but couldn't handle it on that occasion.
Yeah, not a bad idea there to keep getting those offloads away and try and work, but yeah, it didn't come up trumps for him there. Caressa's been great at the start of this game, so unfortunate to see Bulimba Valleys there have the error and not get the ball back, but we'll see what they can do with it.
McIntosh in the bin as well?
I believe McIntosh is in the bin.
So we're 12 on 12, correction here on BRL TV. We've got a player from each team in the bin. So level terms, I guess you could say, Taylor, and a 6 points to 4 scoreboard as well. Real match on our hands.
This has turned into a cracker of a match after 25 minutes.
Cameron Booth now off the back of that scrum. It's only getting colder as well, mate.
I don't know. These two boys in the bin are pretty close to us. I think it might start heating up, to be honest.
Hounds now.
What do you like breaking up scuffles, Cam?
Not very good.
I'm no good. I'm hiding behind you.
Mate, you're the front row.
Hey, this is why I retired. I'm a cat.
Williams now hands it off, and that's Melville. Good contact again from the Bulldogs, but he keeps going, Reece Melville. Down low's Wedding, but they still can't stop him. He remains on his feet here.
There's so much feel in this match. I love it.
It's a Williams now. It's a Lock. Lock's a long ball out to Cameron Booth, and Cameron Booth hands it off, but they're all over him out on that left-hand side. Henderson Godfrey with the run. Plays it back now. Booth to Locke. Locke's going to put it up. We haven't seen too much of this, actually. Coming through is Hubner. Miller, error from the Normanby Hounds, and it's going to be a penalty to the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, it's a penalty for the Bulldogs for an offside. I think he's called Tunge offside there, who's coming from the right edge. But the penalty count stacking up against the Hounds. Certainly some scrappy footballs ahead. And
oh, Miller, that's a low touch finder there. Luckily enough for his side, he finds it. It's going to be Butson now off the tap restart. Charges into them, got rid of Booth.
Yeah, they're looking hungry, the Bulldogs. They're looking very hungry, and yeah, definitely threatening a lot more than I thought they may have this afternoon. They're looking very strong.
A lot of it from this guy as well, Jared Blanc. He's got a really good late offload. We've seen it on a couple of occasions already. Oh, there's a big shot as well from a few Hounds. Tararo, one of them, Wedding now to the right-hand side with Sue Tin, and fires it out to Connor Jones. They go back to Sue Tin again. He's going to put it on his left boot. It's a bouncing, difficult-looking one, but Bowie does it with ease, and off the kick return picks up about 10 metres for his side.
Difficult looking. It was just ugly. It was ugly. It was ugly. You could tell he's
for lack of better terms.
You can tell he's a natural hooker. He's gone. Mate, I don't know what that was. He's gone for some sort of big spiralling kick, but he gets a result as there's a mistake here from Sione Vicata.
And it's going to be a Bulldogs ball, and they play on with Sue Tin. So they're giving them an opportunity again here. What can the Bulldogs conjure up here? It's Wedding at dummy half, has one under and hands it off to Butson. Butson beats the first and tries to go around them. Tararo makes the tackle along with Kevin Locke, that might have been. Now it's Sue Tin starting to ball play a lot more as well. And Skyring now takes a charge to the centre. Wedding doesn't use Blunt, goes to O'Connor, now to Caressa. 1-on-2 again, but Jack Smith has him wrapped up and holds on to the ball. Referee says held and can't get his hand out of there. It's Miller at dummy half. Goes to the right with O'Connor. Now to Wedding. Wedding goes to Sue Tin. Needs a runner. Dummies to Butson. Goes himself, and Tararo comes to finish the tackle.
It comes with a swinging arm, but anyway.
Few to go here for the Bulldogs. Miller puts it on his boot. It's bouncing. Bowie might let it trickle over the sideline there.
Yeah, it'll be 7 tackles here for the Normanby Hounds, but I think this is how Bulimba wanted to play football here this afternoon.
Yeah.
Scrappy.
They're just getting into that grind, aren't they?
They wanted to bring Normanby down and make this a real tough affair, and it's worked so far for the Bulimba side.
They're getting the opportunities as well, aren't they, the Bulimba side? They're probably just lacking a little bit at the back end of their sets as we see another set restart here for the Normanby Hounds. That'll be first play with Booth. Williams. Oh, Jack Smith on second play there. Might have just had a little look, and again, the Bulimba side will have an opportunity, Taylor.
Well, it's 2 errors in a row for the Normanby side coming out of trouble, and again, I think they're too focused on what's happening in the play the ball and the push and shove rather than playing football.
Jack Smith on that occasion.
Yeah, rare error from Jack, obviously our competition try-scoring leader. But they've crawled themselves out of bigger holes, this Normanby side. That's for sure. No hole is too deep for them.
We've seen the pack sort of get closer to them, haven't we, Taylor? Especially the last couple of weeks. The teams have gotten a bit closer. Caressa now hands it off to Hubner. Hubner has to come back on his inside. Smith tries to drag him over, but he got the offload to Miller. And Miller juggles it and keeps going and steps off his right and comes back to the left. And they're flying from all angles here.
Yeah, I thought it could have been a shoulder charge from Smith, but anyway.
Caressa now. They've been good on this left-hand side, haven't they? Caressa and Hubner and Miller chiming in as well.
Well, Miller's got that pace, and he held the ball in 2 hands and skipped a bit, and then he looked like he was going to run himself. So they squeezed in on him, and then he gave it to Caressa in space. So they seem to gel really well on this left edge.
On the attack again go the Bulldogs. It's O'Connor. Goes himself, O'Connor. Oh, he sold the dummy and almost went over.
Yeah, I bought it.
Wedding now, left-hand side. He might go himself. Trent Wedding burrows and he scores. Bulimba Bulldogs hit the front here.
Absolutely, Trent Wedding take a bow. He's come out of that position, look for a long ball, nothing doing, and yeah, Normanby just overcommit. I think that's Benaiah Bowie was in at the marker position. He's too worried about getting to that right edge to defend a possible kick from Miller or O'Connor, who just played the ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done from Trent Wedding. He didn't see anything was on, didn't want to put any unwanted pressure, and takes it himself and gets the chocolates.
Great stuff from the Bulldogs substitute hooker. Big dummy too, wasn't it, Taylor?
It was a massive dummy. Threw the sponsors off the ball, as our friend John Devine would say, the golden voice of the BRL.
So Miller to line this one up for the Bulldogs, and tell you what, this is some of the best footy I've seen them play. I mean, I think it was round 1 they took this Normanby side all the way to the end, and I think they won by 2 points on that occasion. Round 1 or round 2 it might have been, Taylor, if you can correct me on that.
I called it. It was round 2, and Normanby won by 2 points. Jack Smith double that day. The try scorers for Bulimba that day were Pascoe and Purcell, who both are unavailable for the Bulldogs side. So, yeah, I guess if you're just joining in to BRL TV and you're a bit surprised by the scoreline, it's the Bulimba Valley Bulldogs have just played an outstanding football so far this game and held the ball and haven't given away penalties and find themselves on top.
But it's also as well the Hounds, Taylor. They're giving them these opportunities, haven't they? I mean, penalties, errors coming out of their own end. So they're not at their best at the moment, are they?
Well, it came off back-to-back errors coming out of their own end, and that's where they get the points, Bulimba. So, I mean, this halftime spray might be one of the greatest sprays of all time by Wayne Barnett. I saw him pull Reece Melville aside before behind the boys and maybe give him a bit of a spray. So it'll be interesting to see what's said.
Kevin Locke, gets us back underway. The reason why I said Kyle is he kind of puts up those Kyle Felt kickoffs, doesn't he? Puts them right high in the air, and they're just the awkward sort of length.
They're just not what you're used to.
No.
And you're not used to coming up against them.
Jared Blanc again.
Outstanding set so far from Bulimba. There's a real fire in their forward pack this afternoon.
Wedding to Caressa coming in for doing some work as well. He's been heavily involved. They're over the halfway line now, the Bulldogs, and we're going to go back to 13 on 13 with McIntosh and Camboris getting set to go back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we saw them, they were metres away from us, weren't they? And they were talking to each other while they were on the bench in 10 of the bin. So there could be fireworks yet to come.
There's O'Connor. Last play now for the Bulldogs. They're 20 metres out from the try line. It's going to go to Miller. Miller puts it on his left boot. They're coming through. Connor Jones above the pack. Wow.
Connor Miller, everything he touches this afternoon is turning to gold. What a kick. Again, they've rolled 80 metres after points. Connor Miller, left foot, straight from the heavens, down into the hands of Connor Jones.
Have a look at this. Just above the pack, beautiful take. Outstanding play from the Bulldogs.
And you can see by the excitement of the boys running in, Sue Tin first in there to give them all a big cuddle. They want it this afternoon, and they're playing like it, that's for sure.
That's after points, Taylor.
Absolutely.
They've gone down 100.
Yep. Backing points up with points, the only thing better than completing.
Well, this is great stuff from the Bulimba Bulldogs. I mean, coming here, I'm sure they would have known they're coming up against the undefeated side, and they're all playing their part. I can't pick a bad player so far out there for them. I mean, they might have had a couple of errors early on, but aside from that, it's been a pretty complete team performance so far.
Absolutely. There's a couple of blokes I've been really impressed with this afternoon. One of those is Isaac Scoring. Now, he's come into the 13 jersey for Bulimba.
Yep.
Traditionally taken by Pascoe, as we see Connor Miller miss his kick conversion attempt. But Pascoe was probably one of the form players of the competition before he got his ISC call-up. Scoring comes into that jersey from the back row, and he's had the same injection of speed and played really strong football in the middle of the park. So I think Scoring's been great, but all the whole forward pack from Bulimba's impressed me.
Jared Blunt.
They've rolled their sleeves up, haven't they?
Camboris before he got sent. They've all been really, really strong. You're correct, Taylor. 14 points to 6 here, BRL TV. The Bulldogs leading the Hounds, and there's another bouncing kickoff on this occasion for the Bulldogs to handle, and I think that's Leyland now out on the park and take his first hit up of the afternoon here at Bert Sinclair Oval. Hubner comes in for some work, and will take the second play there. I think the Hounds here just, it's not just about forcing the error, it's just holding them down here in their own end in this set, Taylor. Trying to keep the Bulldogs at bay at the moment.
About 4 to go in the half from the official time clock right next to me, and I don't see any reason why Bulimba can't get another try on the board there.
Miller,
playing some outstanding football.
Inside his 40, but it's one bounce straight to Bowie, and the Hounds, well, they finally have the pill back in their hands. And it wasn't the greatest set there from the Bulldogs. They did complete, but a bit of field position coming up for the Normanby Hounds.
The question is, can they hold it? That's the real challenge for the Hounds side.
It was Henderson Godfrey coming all the way from his left-hand side wing for that charge. We play back from Williams. Now to McIntosh. He spent 10 minutes in the bin, but he's back out there for his side. Wedding's down low. Camboris is up high. Williams now to the left-hand side again with Hickson. Inside runner there, and they'll just settle the play. And now it will be last for the Hounds. Trailing the Bulldogs at this point. Hickson now out the back to Locke. Locke to the left-hand side. Godfrey for the try line. Henderson Godfrey in the corner. Strikes back for the Hounds.
Yeah, smart football there from the Hounds. They got the ball in good field position at the start of the set. Last tackle, they decided to run it. You can see that
one-on-one there, Henderson Godfrey.
Well, he's come with a ton of pace too, and if you're on that edge, I believe that's Joseph Klaus who's on debut.
Yep.
You're waiting for the crossfield kick.
Yep.
You're sitting back a little bit because you have to give yourself space to come forward.
Yep.
So when they run the ball and then you've got Godfrey coming that hard back at the footy, you're going to lose that battle. It's really hard to try and contain. See him come from the right of the screen where he's waiting for the kick. So really good play from the Normanby Hounds to identify that. Probably identify it to debutant as well and try and use that experience against him. And it's come up 4 points.
Henderson Godfrey one-on-one, always tough to handle. So he was always going to be hard to stop there one-on-one against his opposition winger, and he goes 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Henderson Godfrey been a stellar on the wing for the Normanby Hounds this season in their undefeated run thus far.
So Jacob Tonge lining this one up from the sideline, 20 metres out. 14 points to 10. Well, kicking will be pivotal here as well, Taylor. I mean, Bulldogs have missed a couple. Let's see what Jacob Tonge can do here.
I'm going to back him in. I'm going to call it early.
Well, there you go.
Wind and all. He looks confident.
Tunge strikes. Good looking strike too. It's waved away.
I've put it on him. I've put the mocker on him.
Score remains 14 points to 10 here on BRL TV. It's the Bulimba Bulldogs leading the Normanby Hounds.
He'll hear that. He'll hear that in video this week, and then he'll come find me.
Yep.
Filthy. Not long to go. I've got less than a minute here. So a walk to the kickoff from the Bulldogs. They'll go in to the sheds. 14 points to 8 up unless there's a change in the next 30 seconds. Great half by the Bulldogs.
Bowie fields that one, and Vaka Uata brings it back. Williams. There's some good post-contact meters from the Hounds. They want one more before half-time. It's Williams again. Luia. Nice charge again. You had O'Connor fall off the tackle, so too Caressa, and a quick play. The ball enables Williams to go. There's another 10. They're over the halfway line now, the Hounds. It's Hickson at dummy half. He hands it off to McIntosh, laid offload to Williams. Out the back now to Locke. It's last play. It's with Cameron Booth. Cameron Booth puts a little bit of footwork on. Can he find an offload? No, he can't, and that might be half-time here. Well, Taylor Brown, what a half of footy. The Bulimba Bulldogs leading here over the Normanby Hounds, mate.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, that's what Normanby need to do. What they've just done then, they've rolled down the field, a couple of great hit ups there. Obviously, Sione Vakata coming off the bench. Gardell had a good touch. McIntosh had a great hit up. Weir down the right edge, an offload, and then down away goes Josh Williams with a dummy from 9. They end up handing the ball over at half time after 70-metre gain off the kickoff.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know the key to success? It's holding the ball, running hard, and getting your metres. And that's what Normanby need to do to keep this undefeated streak alive. However, the Bulimba Bulldogs, I guess I'll be super impressed going into this break, the way they've played. And
I mean, they've had outstanding performance all across the park. I mean, Carissa's been good. Hubner, O'Connor, his first game, he's been really good. Miller has been outstanding. Obviously scored one of those great tries. And, yeah, it's anyone's game, isn't it, Taylor?
Yeah, it is, mate. And I'm just interested to see what the halftime break brings and what sides come out of the park for this second half.
BRL TV. We'll take a short break here. The Bulimba Bulldogs leading the Normanby Hounds 14 points to 10. We'll see you shortly.
Oh,
Tuned.
absolute tuna sandwich. Laughing our way into second half here, Cam.
Yes, welcome back to Bert Sinclair Oval. Round 11 of the BRL Premier competition sees the Bulimba Bulldogs leading the Normanby Hounds 14 points to 10 here. And Taylor Brown, what about that first half? Some strong footy on both ends of the park, but a real match on our hands coming up here in the second half. And you got a prediction as well from some of the viewers there on the stream.
Yeah, I did.
It was a big one.
Billy Kitt, big K time. He predicts that Cam Booth to score a double down this left-hand edge, which is where I'm standing. Cam Booth's about 10 metres away from me. I don't know if he's got 2 in him, but Billy reckons he does, and they will go on to win 13 plus. So, well, Billy, time will tell.
Interesting enough as well, Taylor, we haven't seen Mason Trapp for the Hounds. I think he could play a big part in this second half, how dangerous he is out of that dummy half area.
And he's proven it the last couple of weeks as well. He's obviously given Alejandro Mara a break, who's not here this afternoon with his NRL experience. So interesting to see how they do inject Mason. But anyway, this second half will let us know. So
14 points to 10. The Bulldogs trying to end the streak of the Hounds.
You're right. You're no good. Our ground manager's just copped a head knock on the way back. Oh, Brisbane Rugby League, eh? You got to love it.
Jacob Tunge gets us back underway in the second half, and it looks to be a match on our hands. Here goes Canberra straight into McIntosh. They come together again, Taylor. The two men that got sent off, and what a way to start the second half.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. The big boys coming together.
That won't be the last time either.
Absolutely not. Canberra wants another shot. But McIntosh has just nailed Seamus Leyland.
Here we go. They've started rough, haven't they? Aggression. Jared Blunt now into it. Settles it a little bit, but cops one over the head. Penalty Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can tell the way that Normanby have come out. They're here to play. But there's a penalty. That's not what you want to do straight up, but they have.
Coming towards us as well. They find touch, the Bulldogs. All clear.
Off the back
fence is Butson, and Cameron Booth comes in, but it's a good charge. Kevin Locke finishes the tackle as well. Interesting change there. Jared Blunt goes straight off. It might be for a HIA, actually. So Engelberth goes back on for the Bulldogs. Wedding's still playing in the dummy half position. Goes to Leyland. Leyland gets great charge. Gets to his front quickly as well. Look at that, no markers. And that lets Wedding go. Here goes Wedding. Sells a dummy again. He's already scored one. Picks up about 12 metres for his side there. Been really strong since coming on. Sutin, short blind. Oh, Connor Jones looking for a double. Oh, he had his hand out there, Taylor Brown, and just couldn't get it down. It's the last play for the Bulldogs, and there's an error in the play the ball.
Yeah, there's an error. Well, I guess if you're going to make an error, this is the right part of the field to make it.
In the corner, right on the try line. I mean,
looked really strong, the Bulldogs. I mean, that hit up from Seamus Leyland in between A and marker, gets to his front, quick play the ball, allows Wedding to carry on the way he does for a quick play the ball. So
what a start to the second half. I still can't wrap my head around that McIntosh-Canberra collision. Great stuff.
It's been 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the very best so far. So let's see what the other 38 brings.
Normanby Hounds to feed the scrum here about 10 metres out from their own try line. Those first half try scorers for the Hounds, Henderson Godfrey 1, Jacob Tonge 1. And on the other side for the Bulldogs, Connor Miller, Connor Jones and Trent Wedding, the try scorers for them. Gives us a score, 14 points to 10. Hounds now with the ball with Clayton Nuia. He wouldn't mind another one. Ooh, manages to hold on to the ball there and to play the ball. And it's Melville now. Trent Wedding over the top in the tackle. Slows it down as well. Again, they work the centre. It's Leyland in the tackle. Vaka Utah with the charge. Williams.
Yeah, I'll need a kick here. A good kick here for the Hounds.
Last play for them now. It goes to Kevin Locke. Had a heap of pressure on him. And look at this one swirling around. No one wants it. Almost hits Cameron Booth. Oh, above the pack is Klaus. Marvellous piece of play, but it's an error at the back of it. We might see if we can have a look at that because
Yeah, I didn't know if I saw an error in that. I thought that was pretty clean.
I thought that was some great play from Klaus to get above the pack. We can't see it here from our camera angle. It doesn't look like there is, Taylor, and I mean...
It must have been the way that Locke's come in. He might have jarred the... Because you see he's got the ball, then Locke comes in pretty hard.
Yeah.
So unless there's an angle there that the ref's seen that we haven't, it'll be 6 more to the Hounds. Exactly what they needed to start this half.
Oh, what about the kick from Kevin Locke? I mean, it almost went back 5 metres, but no one knew what that ball was doing.
No.
Jacob Tunge now off the back of the scrum.
No one wanted it. No one wanted it.
It almost actually hit Cameron Booth, and he didn't even know where it was.
Yeah, well, shout out to Klaus, who just jumped above the pack off that bounce and showed that he wanted it more than anyone else.
We are now. There's a strong run from Clayton. Really good run. He's got the Hounds on the front foot in the play. The ball, that'll be a penalty, and it is. And they come together again, Taylor, on that far right-hand side. It's Jack Smith with a bit of push and shove this time.
Yeah, Jack Smith, he pushed first, but I think it's the 5 there and Marky Hubner that wanted to have a go as well. So that right edge seems to be where all the action might be this half. The referee has a little conversation with Josh Few. Sorry, I'm mistaken, Josh Williams.
Now, back at Utah there with the charge.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He is. A good run as well. Gets them to the centre. They can go either side here. They go to the left. McIntosh ball playing. Now to Locke. Comes back on the inside. He beats 1. He beats 2. He's going against the grain. He dummies 1. Still running Kevin Locke. Throws another dummy. Eventually wrapped up by O'Connor down low and Leyland up high. But Kevin Locke stays on his feet. They can't get him to the ground. And referee says you're going to have to go back about a centimetre and play the ball.
Yeah, new blade of grass, mate. New blade of grass.
Kevin Locke plays it back. Now they go again. It's with Hickson. He chucks it under to McIntosh. Might have been a high shot there, but he fell off the tackle. We play on with the Hounds now. It's Williams. Dummies, hits, spins, burrows. Can't get to the try line. A metre out are the Hounds. They would love one here to get back on level terms. Again, they're working the centre with Melville, I think that is, with the headband around his head. Last play now for the Hounds. Final play, left-hand side. Hickson, little grubber kick through. Miller's there first. He couldn't get it. The Hounds go over. The referee says touched.
He made a meal of it, Connor. I think he had a chance to pick it up and possibly get out of the in-goal line, but yeah.
He might have been lucky to get away with that one there.
Yeah, I actually saw...
short dropout here. It's that man Miller. The referee won't allow it.
No,
he actually regained possession.
He hadn't blown time on. You can't tell the ref when to play, Connor. That's not how this works. No, it was actually Cody McIntosh screaming through that almost got his hand on the ball from that kick. A bit of a wayward sort of set in general for the Hounds, but...
it was.
Anyway, play resumes.
Jack Smith fields it, hands it off to Weir. Charges straight into them. O'Connor's been pretty good in defence for the Bulldogs as well, I might say. Finally plays it back. It was a slow play, the ball. It's Williams out of dummy half and just takes one for himself. Now it's Tonge. Hickson. Melville. Engelberth down low. Wedding up high. Leyland as well. Left-hand side. Hickson. Vacco Utah, he's charging towards the line, the big fella. And eventually they wrap him up. They've got a set restart here, the Hounds, so he wins it. Oh, ball from Locke to the corner, steps back inside, and they score here, the Hounds.
The vision of Kevin Locke. Just a quick glance up from 9, and what would you say, 20?
Oh, huge.
Bang. 20 metres.
Beautiful, and then comes back on his inside. It's outstanding stuff from the Hounds. Get back on the scoreboard first in this second half. I think that's Henderson Godfrey on this left-hand side, isn't it?
It's obstructed view with the bench there. It looks like Henderson Godfrey from here, but great ball from Kevin Locke. Look at it. It come from a great hit up too.
See that little look just before he throws that ball. He knows exactly what he's doing, and it's great footwork as well from Henderson to get on the inside of his man and get over the strip.
Yeah, that's Joseph Klaus on that left edge, the debutant.
Bang. Great pill. Great pill.
Yeah, it's an awesome pill by Kevin Locke. I obviously want to mention Sione Vicata with that tough carry, which got him in that position. So we have had Dougie Fayu play for the Normanby Hounds in recent weeks. playing that role off the bench. It seems that Wayne Barnett likes to go with a really big forward to get momentum going and get a quick play the ball for his halves to play off the back of. So well done to Sione. Great hit up. Kevin Locke with a vision, and then the tries go to Henderson Godfrey.
So level terms here now. BRL TV, 14 points to 14. Big kick coming up for Jacob Tunge. Leads the league in points. 96 before today kicked off, so I think he's gone into triple figures, scored himself a try and kicked 1 goal so far. So sits on 102, looking to go to 104. Strikes it. This one's coming back, but it's going to go across the face. So 1 from 3 for Jacob Tunge this afternoon. 14 points to 14 here.
Double to Godfrey so far today. Had a bit of a mixed bag. He had a drop ball earlier in the first half, but a couple of tries certainly makes up for that. And all of a sudden it's game on. Yeah, 14 all, and let's see what the Bulimba Bulldogs can come up with here. They'll have to dig deep to beat the Normanby Hounds.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they respond here, especially if their defensive work they've showed. They've been up to it so far this afternoon, but let's see how they can respond here as the Hounds spread it on first play.
Smart by Kevin Locke. It's a lot of feeling in this game, a lot of passion, and just that long ball takes a sting out of that first hit up.
Set restart as well. They're only 1 tackle into the set, but they do get it. Williams. Kobe Terraro now. Didn't have to call his name. Good defence from the Dogs there. Connor Jones. I was just about to say, I didn't have to call Kobe's name too much in the first half. He's an elusive player, and if he can get the pill in his hands a bit more, he'll be dangerous. Kevin Locke now takes it all the way to the line, and they come at him and finish the tackle. Sue Tin and Connor Jones.
He had a real think about kicking it early then, didn't he? And decides to run instead. Well, they will probably kick it this time on last.
Here is Locke. Doesn't get the height. Doesn't mind putting up those sort of spiralling ones, though, does he? Miller fields that one on that occasion.
Yeah, well, it's the wind. We spoke about the wind earlier, and yeah, those bombs are really hard to get your hands on. So
Klaus now coming in for some work. It was a good charge as well from Joseph Klaus.
You heard the contact, didn't you? The slap of bodies in the cold.
Player down for the Hounds, but we play on at this point. Engelberth in and around the ruck. Almost to the halfway line now, the Bulldogs.
It's Melville on the ground.
Again, it's Butson. You can hear the contact through the mics here at Bert St Clair Oval. Wedding to the right-hand side, Sutin to Jones. He's got Klaus on his outside. He didn't use him. Kevin Locke makes a tackle. The ball's come loose. Kevin Locke has it.
What have they called?
Referee didn't know what he was calling. He just lets the play go. Henderson Godfrey now comes in.
Got a sneaky suspicion there may have been a hand in the play there from Kevin Locke, but regardless, it'll go down as an error to the Dogs.
You might be right. There's Melville. Past the 40. He's going to be told to go back 50 centimetres this time. And he does so.
Well, a couple of errors here from Bulimba have let Normanby get a real foothold of this game so far.
Still 14-14. Benai Bowie hands it off to Jacob Tunge, and now Jacob Tunge takes the tackle on this occasion. BRL TV, we hope you enjoy the broadcast wherever you are watching from. And we do urge you to get involved in the comments. Just keep it respectful. Let us know how you think this match is going. And give us your bold predictions as well.
I'm still waiting for that Cameron Booth double.
Hickson now to the right-hand side is Bowie. Good tackle coming out, but couldn't finish it, was Carissa. But enabled his defence to come after he slowed it down. Hickson now puts it on the boot. Doesn't have much distance on it above the Packers. Butson.
Well done to
Great
Butson
take.
there. Yeah, absolutely. He's run really hard in the last 5 to 10 minutes and shown lots of passion for this game, and just the contact that he's come, the energy that he's come with in his last couple of touches have been really strong for the Bulldogs. So it's definitely a tender time in the game for the Dogs, and if they can't get on the front foot and start winning some of the field possession, it might turn into points again for the Hounds.
Leyland now.
Strong tackle again. Who's that? That's
Oh,
Tunge.
there's an error.
Tunge floating around the middle, and there's an error from Leyland.
It's kind of switched. This is kind of what Normanby were doing in the first half when they were inside their own end, giving the Bulldogs the opportunities, and now it's the Bulldogs giving the Hounds
Well, there's
a couple of early chances.
3 errors in a row for Bulimba. So the referee pausing play. No one's in trouble as of yet.
Well, this is a big period here for the Bulldogs. Got to aim up in defence if they want to stay into this contest. We are on level terms, but we know how quick and classy this Hounds outfit are, and they can put on points really quickly, can't they, Taylor?
Well, they've got strike players both sides of the field. I mean, Booth and Tonge out in the centres for him, and Godfrey and Smith both know how to find the try line.
Yeah.
Smith, obviously, the leading try scorer of the competition. Godfrey with a double today alone. And then you've got Kevin Locke, who's about to get the ball first off the scrum. So, yeah, points can come from anywhere here.
Here is that man Locke again. He takes it to the line, and now he uses Cameron Booth. He's in at dummy half now. Big set coming up. Oh, there's Locke again. He just seems to just have time, doesn't he? Kobe Terraro now.
Yeah, he
still
has
going.
time
Got a late
because-
offload to Williams. Williams handed off to McIntosh, and there's a late flick pass. The ball hit the turf. It's with Melville again. Big opportunity here for the Hounds again. It's McIntosh. Opts to go himself here. Did he lunge out? Yes, he did. The Hounds hit the... No, he doesn't. The referee says play on.
Oh.
I thought from the crowds that he got there. They go to the right-hand side with Hickson. Hickson, long ball at the Jacob Tunge. Tough to stop from here, Jacob Tunge.
Yeah, they're not going to stop Tunge. He scored a
And
try.
They've got it. So
That's
the
it.
Hounds do hit the front. A play later, but they get there.
Another week, another double for Tonge. Yeah, got himself 3 last week. Gets himself a double this afternoon. Good long ball from Hickson. I think he recognised they had him on the ropes. It's
Yeah.
1-on-1, so what do? You give it a Tunge.
Caressa had just crept in a little bit, enabled that Tunge space there, and it was all Tungy there. He was going to go over for all money.
Yeah, well done from Hickson. He recognised it. He knew there was 1-on-1 out there, and Tunge obviously in this thick vein of form we've spoken about through the previews. And you get him 1-on-1. It's a battle he's going to win every time. Caressa has done a good job on him this afternoon, but when you're 3 metres out from the try line, it's very tough to handle.
And looks like he's been sacked from the kicking duties as well, Taylor. I mean, you're the best person to ask about it. You are 100% in your Intra Super Cup career, mate. So is it just some days you got to hand it over?
I don't know. I've never been sacked. I've never missed one. I don't know what it's like when you're missing goals.
Fair call. Kevin Locke comes in to take the kicking duties off our top point scorer in the BRL competition, which is Jacob Tunge.
You reckon that's a tap on the shoulder? Just stay, mate. Listen,
Give us a crack.
I've played a test or
Yeah.
two. You've missed a couple. This may hurt us.
Yeah.
I'll take the ball from here, champ.
Yeah, I think you might be right. You can't really say no to that, can you?
Oh, no.
So Kevin Locke strikes this one and it holds up in the wind a little bit, but it's waved away as well. So all the kicking from the Normanby Hounds, they're 1 from 4.
That's right. Tunge and Locke give each other a look and a smile.
They have a few words there as well.
Yeah,
that would have been Tunji's good side as well, wouldn't it?
No,
the
he's
right?
a rifle kicker.
Yeah?
He's
Okay.
a rifle
Yeah.
kicker.
So 18 points to 14. Bulldogs still right in this match.
They just need to D up hard. They need to D up hard and get the ball back in their hands. Start winning some of the field possession battle.
O'Connor's come to the sideline for the Bulldogs as well, so that would mean Few might go back to the hooking role and Wedding will go in the halves. We'll see how that plays out anyway. Few is back out there. So Jared Blanc will go back out there as well. There's a late offload from the Hounds. Here goes Williams. He finds Bowie. He will be tough to stop from here if he can get around Miller, and he does. You won't catch him from here. Benaya Bowie for the try line. Yes, sir.
Benaya Bowie. It'll be so hard to stop with that space, as you've just mentioned. Normanby Hounds seem to be pouring on the pressure and pouring on the points so far in this half. It's hard running, winning the contest, winning the battle in the middle, and that's the sort of reward you get. It came from Josh Williams jumping out, palming off a few.
Bowie just
Sniffing,
Yeah,
always around.
just perfect play from the fullback, and that late offload enabled Williams to go through. He found Bowie, and there you go.
He had some work to do. I mean, Bulimba weren't letting him get away that easy. But the plethora of experience that Benaiah Bowie holds in the Intra Super Cup and the BRL competitions, it's hard to stop.
Well, look, they're both here, Taylor.
Yeah, look.
Tunge and Locke, and Tunge is going to take it back.
He's missed one goal and he's been sacked. What's going on there?
Well, there you go. He wanted it. He's there.
Kevin, you've had your chance. Jacob's taken the ball back.
But it doesn't get any easier. I mean, he's had one from in front this afternoon. All the rest have been from the sideline.
Yeah.
So another tough one coming
Give
up
Kevin
for
an
Jacob
opportunity
Tunge.
from his good side. He's trying to hook him in.
Yeah. Well, there you go. They've sort of just started to run away with it now, the Hounds. Showing what they can do when they get that possession and roll down the middle. Jacob Tunge, can he nail this one? No. Will it come back? No, it's waved away.
Give Kevin another go. He's Canberth, you want to kick next? you rotate through. Everyone gets a turn. Every child wins a prize here in the BRL.
22 points to 14. Not a good afternoon from the kicking tee for the Normanby Hounds. They're 1 from 5.
Geez, they'll be left to rue if the Bulimba Bulldogs come back and get the win purely on kicks.
Well, they're still with a chance here, the Bulldogs. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. 22 points to 14. They're only 8 points out of this. They just need to get the ball back in their hands because it's been all the Hounds in this second half.
Oh! Isaac scoring has just let Kerneth have it. There's a push and shove to have a conversation, but yeah. We got a replay of that one. Can you send it to my phone?
Off
here
the
we
kick-off.
go here. You can see scoring come from the left-hand side of your screen. Whooshka.
Whoa. And that's Jared Blanc that goes reeling out of that tackle, I think. And he might go for a HIA here. He is coming from the field.
Yeah. He doesn't look too good, Jared. I think there's a bit of claret down the left-hand side of his face. So, good work from the referee. I didn't see a shoulder charge in there. I didn't... Letting the play flow.
Cam Boris goes back out onto the park.
The ever-ready bunny Camboris, he just doesn't seem to tire.
Oh, he's a great player, isn't he?
He's just, every club needs one.
Yeah.
Every club needs a Camboris. Just a hard man that's experienced in this competition and just does all the little things right. I love Camboris. I love watching him play.
Here's Mason Trapp. He's finally out there for the Normanby Hounds. Oh, and he just juggled it in the play the ball there. And there is some feeling in this one, Taylor Brown. Look at the contact of all of these tackles.
Yeah, well, we questioned how the Bulimba Bulldogs would go when they get under a bit of pressure, especially with the cold and the conditions as mentioned. But they're standing up so far. They want this 3 points, that's for sure.
Oh, there's a late offload again from Muia, but the Bulldogs are up to the task on that occasion. A bit of final play now for the Hounds. Decent defensive set from the Bulldogs. Hickson on last and doesn't get much distance. Might have been a late shot there.
Yeah,
the ball goes to Locke, but he knocks it on. The referee's going to play on here, Taylor. No penalty for that late shot.
Oh, okay. It was touch and go. It wasn't too bad. I just thought with the way the game's going this year that he might have called it back. I mean, I can't talk about late kicks or kickers ever. But
so we play on and look at them racing in here, all the Hounds. They've definitely turned a corner in the second half. And there's an error from the Bulldogs.
yeah,
They can't keep doing this.
error after error after error from the Bulldogs, and they're hurting themselves. It's what the Hounds did in the first half, except with penalties. The Hounds, it's just error after error for the Bulldogs. I mean, my calculation has 5 errors. 5 errors in a 20-minute period.
Yeah, that's not great.
Self-imploding. What comes to mind?
After being so strong in the first half and really showing it that they can mix it with this side. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, we're just having a little look at the comments to see.
No more predictions.
Billy Kit prepared to live and die by the sword. He's got all the money on Booth.
They want early ball to Clayton Nuia, which I don't think that's a bad tactic at all. Kevin Locke now hands it off to Tararo. Look at him go.
Sized up Jones, ran straight at him and almost got dragged out the sideline.
They play on now, the Hounds. They are full of running here. Here goes Locke out of dummy half, steps and takes one for himself. He'll be tough to put down as always, and they eventually do that. Bulldogs have got to evade this attacking threat to stay in this match. Williams now. Melville.
Strong again this week, Melville. Leading from the front.
Williams to Hickson. Hickson now. It's going to find its way out to Clayton Nuia. 3 Bulldogs to make the tackle on him. Still a couple for the Hounds here. Stepping and jinking there is, and there's a high shot as well.
High shot, and there's a. I think there might be an injury here to Williams, getting up pretty groggily, and I don't think there was any intention in it. There's certainly some feeling in the game as a whole.
Yeah.
There's no one's pulling any punches here today, that's for sure.
I'm just going to say this is a massive set for the Bulldogs. They've got to defend this, or otherwise it might be game set match to the Hounds.
Yeah, they don't want to be giving away cheap points. Cheap points will just put him in a hole I don't think they can dig himself out of.
Williams to the right hand side. Clayton Nuia. He burrows low. There's 4 of them on him, and they hold him up. Good defence from the Bulldogs. Still a couple to go here. Watch Williams from dummy half. It's a slow play the ball. Right hand side, and they're over again. The Hounds.
Tonge.
It's Tunch. 2 weeks in a row. He's grabbed 3.
Jacob Tonge. Take a bow. We saw in the comments that Nicole Tonge mentioned something about his thick vein of form that I've already mentioned. Have a go at him. In the corner. Easy as you like.
Yeah. It's all too easy in the hand.
New game plan. Get within 10 metres, throw the ball to Tonge, then line up for the kick. Or in Normanby case, argue for the kick.
Well, the real question here, Taylor, is who's going to take this kick?
Cam Booth. Can Cam Booth grab the ball off?
Well, he's making his way over there. That might be because he's talking to the referee, actually, because he's the skipper.
Tunge has thrown the ball to Locke. Locke's thrown the ball back to Tunge. No one wants it from the far right-hand side.
It is going to be Jacob Tunge. Got a bag of points again here at Bert Sinclair, but mainly thanks to his try scoring so far, Taylor Brown. He's only kicked a 1.
Mate, he's going to start putting on some weight soon with all these meat pies every Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll start looking like me. Except not as good looking.
Oh, of course. Of course. Legend says it that you are the most good looking on the Cass team. But
I don't think that's a legend. I think that's not. I think that's a comfortable victory. I thought you were going to say best looking front rower to play in Brisbane. I was going to say, I agree with that statement too. But
well, when you haven't missed a conversion kick in Intrust Super Cup, I guess you can walk around with a bit of confidence, you know.
Yeah, I've got it on a business card. That's how I picked up my wife.
So Tonge. Prediction here, Taylor. Is he knocking this one over?
I put the mocker on him before, so I don't want it. If he loses the point scoring this year by 2 points...
I'm coming up in the clutch here and saying he's nailing this. Strikes it, and they look pretty happy. There you go. Jacob Tunge gets his second conversion kick here.
He's got his own little cheer squad directly behind the post there.
They knew it as soon as it left the boot.
Yeah.
They went up.
It could be the Intrust Super Cup boys... with the bye weekend, having a few beers, watching this game. I can't see from here whether it's the South Logan Cup side or if it's the East. It's the South Logan Cup side down there, having a few beers and watching the Normanby Hounds run around.
So 28 points to 14 here. A bit under 18 minutes on the clock, Taylor. And they're going to go a short kickoff here, the Bulldogs. Mason Trapp gets there first. Butson comes to make the tackle. They're still not right out of this contest, but they just need to get some possession back, the Bulldogs. I mean, this whole second half has just been Hounds footy.
Yeah, it has, mate. They need to. You're right. They need to get the ball back in their hands and complete a few sets, or just do something, because it's not through lack of effort. The scoreline there, as you can see, there's physicality in all their defence, and they're trying really hard, but just being outclassed at the moment by this undefeated Normanby Hounds side.
Konoff comes to the sideline, and the Hounds are rolling again here. Final play. Does it go to Locke's trusty boot again? Yes, it does. He steps back on his inside. He's going to kick on his right. Ball goes up. It's anyone's ball again. Tunji's there. It goes backwards from Tunj. Now to Jack Smith. He comes back on his inside. He wants one as well. He wants to keep up with Tunji. Jack Smith still going now. Can't find a runner. Is it still last play?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, not a bad little play from Locke there. No one wanted his bomb so far this match, so he thought, I'll put it up there and see what happens. Almost get a result out of it, do the Hounds. Bulimba with the ball.
Jacob Tunge, with his 3 tries this afternoon, now goes to 12 as well, with Jack Smith on the top try scorer.
Oh, well, that's why.
And the Hounds, they're riling up here. You can hear the crowd as well. They're getting them into it, and they're muscling up in D here. Tough work, these tough carries for the Bulldogs. Again, it's Butson. He got an offload.
Oh.
Don't know if he needs to throw that. Cameron Booth was tackled. Still a Bulldogs ball.
6 again. Can they make more than 20 metres with the ball in here now? Oh, the boys are throwing it now.
Yeah, there they go.
They're mixing it up.
And it's right on.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the replay and see what happened. Kevin Locke's come in. There's a push from Sutin, and yeah, I think...
and they're still going here as well at Bert Sinclair Oval.
Yeah. There's a push and shove.
I'm sure we'll see a couple go to the bin here.
We'll see a lot go. I think there's a fair few punches involved. Yeah. I don't know who comes in over the 9 there. Yeah.
Few.
Look.
Trap.
I'm going to say we're going to see at least 3 go to the bin here, and maybe some send-offs for the game, but... yeah, it's ugly.
They've come apart now, which is good. Referee trying to take control of things. Jake Stanton, the referee for the afternoon here at Bert Sinclair Oval, but we'll wait and see what happens here. And it's just all got a bit too much there, Taylor.
I'm not going to say we couldn't see this coming all game. It was brewing. We mentioned.
I mean, it's just, you could feel it. You can feel it from the sideline.
I wonder if McIntosh and Cam Burish found themselves in the middle of that scrap somehow coming together.
You know what? I'm going to say they did.
I'm going to say they did. But, yeah, I dare say we'll have 2 or 3, probably a piece. It's unfortunate to see when it does spill over. I know in rugby league everyone says bring back the biff, but it's just not. It's not the way the game should be played, in my opinion.
So break in play here. Score remains 28 points to 14 here on BRL TV. And if you are just tuning in, well, it was an outstanding first half from the Bulimba Bulldogs. They went into the break with a lead, and this second half, the Normanby Hounds have just shown their class, and it's been all the Hounds, to tell you the truth. And now we've got a break in play.
Camburis gets the double you don't want to receive. He gets 2 10-minute spells in the bin.
Was it 10 or was that a...
sorry, it's Sutin.
Sutin.
Yeah, that's 10.
And you can hear the Hounds supporters at the back of the field.
Carrying on.
You can probably see them on your screens as well there on BRL TV. But Sutin will get 10 in the bin. We'll wait to see what else comes of that scrap there in the corner.
Yeah, I can't see any other results happening by the looks of things.
Might be it, eh?
Just Sutin. Yeah, Sutin gets a 10-minute rest.
And that's it.
For his troubles, and the penalty
I don't know why he's
will...
whinging, because if I had it locked in, the cunt would have gone to sleep. I fucking pulled the guy off his record.
Sorry, I don't know if we picked that up on the broadcast, but...
Well, Kevin Locke's coming from the sideline as well, so I'm not sure if he got centre or if he's just coming.
I think he's just come off the field, giving himself a break.
Well, it's a Bulldogs ball.
It is a Bulldogs ball.
And we play on here. To the right-hand side now with Butson.
Might get a break in play. We'll be able to ask Kevin what's happening with the goal kicking this afternoon, whether he wants it or Tunji. Who's kicking goals, mate?
They're the best at that present time.
Now it's Butson for the Bulldogs. They play on here trying to claw their way back into this contest. Out the back to Miller. Miller puts it on the boot. Doesn't get the distance he would have liked. Works its way out to Godfrey. Godfrey now off the kick return. He's floating across the field against the grain, and it's a good kick return as well. They're already over the halfway line, the Hounds. This has been a resurgent second half from them. The table topping Normanby Hounds. Cameron Booth now with the ball. Mason Trapp in at dummy half, hands it off, and they go to work on the left-hand side. And that's Magelli, I think, with the ball.
It is Magelli. Yeah,
Henderson.
they've shown their class, the Normanby Hounds, in this last 15-minute period. That's why they're undefeated at the top of the table.
McIntosh plays it back to Trapp. Trapp to the right-hand side, and might be Hickson stepping and jinking there. It's final play now for the Hounds. They go back to Williams this time. He puts it on the boot, coming through his Tunge. Here he goes. Bulldogs get there first.
Can Tunge get 4?
Trying to topple his last week treble and this week treble as well.
Well, he's just trying to get over the top of Jack Smith and the try-scoring numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Jack Smith scored in a couple of weeks. He'd be kicking himself.
He's been on 12 for a while, actually, hasn't he?
The Bulimba Bulldogs need to try and win back some field possession.
There goes Camboris.
Certainly playing with the energy and the physicality, but being outclassed, as mentioned before, by the Normanby side.
Still 28-14, so if they can get over the strip here, and they've found a bit of space through Jones, needs a support player, kicks it back on his inside. Jack Smith's coming across, no one else is there, and he'll just let it trickle over the dead ball line. So not the greatest option there from Jones. He needed his plays in the middle there coming through, and no one wanted it.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Miller there, hoping Miller would be pushing up through the middle, but he wasn't, and Jack Smith takes a 20-metre tap and makes 20 himself.
It's like he knows, Taylor. He's getting right involved in this second half, hasn't he?
Well, he positioned himself really well off that kick, as good wingers do. They operate sort of on a tangent, so when the ball's going down one end of the park, the winger will come. It's sort of a rubber band sort of effect, and he's come across there and made sure that ball went over the dead ball line and was in a perfect position to grab 20 metres off that kick return. Kick restart, sorry.
Here's Booth, and these offloads are killing the Bulldogs. The Hounds have found a lot of them in the second half, and Booth just keeps his legs pumping there. Good PCMs again. Trap at dummy half. Right-hand side through Hickson. It's Uia again underneath. Beats one. Is this the game he finally doesn't score? Hickson now, middle of the field. Melville with the ball. Late offload again. Hickson beats one. Try-saving tackle from Jones, but it was high.
That's a high shot there, and I think we'll see another penalty for the Hounds.
Well, maybe Tunge just takes the 2 here to get the percentages back up.
Oh, he needs to work on the percentage. The percentage is horrible.
What's the score?
28 points to 14.
Or maybe Cam Booth goes over in the corner for one of the predicted 2 that he's going to get this afternoon from Billy Kitt.
They play on here now, the Hounds, charging towards the try line again. And they'll get another penalty.
Another penalty? That'd almost be close to getting another player in the bin here.
Camboris, and they're at each other again here.
Yeah, it's McIntosh and Camboris again. Oh, the boys who mixed it up in the first half and then probably found each other in the last melee, and I think McIntosh has thrown one over the top there.
Bro, you cut my circulation off. I had to get you, bro. Yeah.
So we got time off again here, and the referee will try and settle things down again and call out the skippers, and Cameron Booth will go towards the referee.
I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've commentated the game, and I've had 2 incidences where the blokes 10 in the bin have been either side of me talking to each other while they're in the bin. It's awesome.
It's great insight. Great insight, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, here's McIntosh. We're going to need some more seats, so we get some more plastic chairs.
Did Camboris get 10 as well, I think?
Yeah, Camboris has got 10.
So too McIntosh.
Yeah.
So the same 2 from the first half have got 10 again.
Yeah, they're going to spend 20 next to each other.
Oh, here we go. So what are we? 11 on 11.
We are 11 on 11 at the moment.
Hounds playing on Hickson. Bowie now sums it up, goes himself. Bowie for a double. The Hounds strike again here at Bert Sinclair Oval. And that's just about game, set, match here.
Yeah, I think it'll be too hard to climb the mountain here for the Bulimba Bulldogs. Bowie scores in the right-hand corner. Yeah, classy work from Bowie out the back there.
Again, just showing their ball movement is really classy, Normanby, aren't they? And Bowie, again, he's just got that space on the outside, and that's all he needs. Just that little bit, couple of extra meters, gets to his man and scores the try. The Normanby Hounds, 32 points, lead the Bulimba Bulldogs 14, and the Bulldogs were 14 at the halftime break, Taylor. I mean,
yeah,
there's not much more you can say about this second half from the Hounds.
Dominant's a word that comes to mind. They've played some really classy football and held the ball, completed their sets, and this is the reward they get.
Another kick coming up here for Jacob Tunch. Hasn't been the greatest afternoon from the boot. 2 from 6 so far, I think it is.
He was going to give the kick to Kevin Locke, but he's having a break.
And lines this one up. This one's a bit better looking strike, and he's nailed that one. There you go. He's happy about that one too.
And he's stoked too.
So a team total of 3 from 7 for the Normanby Hounds, and the score reads 34 points to 14 here on BRL TV.
Well, Billy Kitt's predictions come true so far. 13 plus for the Normanby Hounds. Looks pretty confident from here.
He just needs a Cameron Booth double within the last 8 minutes of this match.
A Cam Booth double. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Do the Bulldogs go short here again?
I'd like to see the locks in flight, but from Cam Booth.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
I don't know. Do his mates not like him? Not let him know that's a terrible haircut, or what's going on?
Well, Gardell now for the Hounds. It's a good first up charge as well. Fuse over the top in the tackle. Trap now to the right-hand side, and they go again, the Hounds. How many metres can they pick up in this set? They've been finding it easy in this second half.
It's 11 on 11, so there's space out there somewhere.
Trap takes a settler. It's Williams now to Uia on the other side of the field, and he might get an offload. No, they wrap it up through Connor Jones. They're almost to the halfway line now. So Williams to Trap. Trap dummies one and spins, and
he's crossed himself. Mason Trapp's the first bloke to tackle himself on the field.
Kick now from Hickson. Might find touch. No, it's kept on. Oh, Jack Smith wanted that one, didn't he?
Absolutely he did. I thought he almost got it too.
A Bulldogs ball, but you have a look at the kick from Hickson. It's trailing towards the sideline, and it might just trickle over before Smith got his boot to it. So Bulldogs ball here.
They play the ball with about 80 to travel here for the Bulldogs. If they're going to mount some form of a comeback, it needs to happen now. Only about 6.5 on the clock.
Tyler Tarvalia out on the park for the Bulldogs as well. His first stint out there. We've got a player down for Normanby, so we've got players in the bin. There's injuries everywhere. Heaps of feeling in this contest. There's been everything in this match, hasn't there?
Yeah.
We've had
there's been a bit for everyone. Every child wins a prize on the BRL TV match of the round.
Engelberth, space in front of him. Shows he's got some speed as well, the big fella. Down the touchline, kicks it inside, but Bowie will get there first and juggles it, but he'll be trapped inside his in-goal area.
Is Engelberth the quickest front rower alive?
Oh, mate, after that run?
How's the afterburners on him? He beats centre and winger and then decides to kick on the inside.
Great stuff from Engelberth. Then now we'll have Kevin Locke and Su Tin go back out in the park for their respective sides, both the number 6s. So we'll go back to 12 on 12.
This will be massive for Bulimba, getting one of their playmakers back as they get 6 tackles to try and score some points.
Yeah, they'll need it too. Try and keep in touch with Valleys on inside the top 5 there. And I mean, Valleys have got a tough match tonight against West Brisbane Panthers, who have been in a good run of form as well. They did lose one match there to win them, I think, by 2. But other than that, I think they're on a 6-game winning streak before that. So you would expect the West Brisbane Panthers to win that match. So that'll keep the Bulldogs and Valleys still close, fighting it out for that top 5 position.
Absolutely. As we see Mason Trapp, who was being tended to by the trainers, come back into the defensive line for Normanby. And when play resumes, we'll have the 5'8s enter the field of play again.
All's well and good with them now as well.
Yeah, seem to be having a chat on the sideline. I like that. You mix it up on the field and then you have a chat afterwards. Probably a beer at full time.
And there goes Tavalea. Nice charge from him. What can the Bulldogs do here? They need some points. Butson now. He's been one of their best in the second half, hasn't he, Taylor?
Absolutely, Butson has. And we mentioned before he's damaging runs, and there's another one.
Wedding now out to Miller. Miller tries to get involved. He didn't throw it. Probably a good option as well. Plays the ball back, and they come back to the centre here. Wedding to Few, and now to Engelberth. And now Engelberth gets on the outside of his man again, Engelberth, and he will score one here for the Doggies.
Mate, I'm standing and clapping. Engelberth twice in the matter of minutes gets on the outside of his man to score a try in the corner.
Well, he's done it a couple of times, hasn't he?
Yeah, just the hop, the skip, the jump, and gets on the outside of, I think it's Josh Williams there, and scores a try. So massive plays by Josh Engelberth, and he'll get the Bulldogs back on the board. 22 points now. Still seems like a bit too much to come back from.
But it's a speed again, Taylor. What?
It is.
Wow.
It's some outstanding speed for a front rower, that's for sure.
A kick to come here for Connor Miller.
The 12-point differential may be a little too much with the 4 minutes we have remaining. But certainly a strong showing for the Bulimba side for most parts of this game. A disappointing sort of 20 minutes to open the second half, but...
And that one will be waved away from Miller, so the score remains Normanby 34, the Bulimba Bulldogs 18.
They seem to have that class to get it done, Normanby, every time.
Don't they, mate? I mean, undefeated season, still alive.
Yeah, it's been a great season from the Normanby Hounds. I must admit, I didn't see this coming at the start of the season. Looking at the lineups, I didn't see this run from the Hounds. But they've all been great. Obviously, some of their bigger names have been outstanding from earlier on, and Cooper as mentioned. But Henderson, Godfrey, Jack Smith, some of these players that aren't big names in the BRL have performed terrifically. Got some superstars come back as well from the South Logan Magpies, which always helps.
Kevin Locke gets us back underway. It's a mid-ranger again, and Tonja's coming through. And it's play on now of the Bulldogs, but this side's a confident side, aren't they?
Aren't they? Watch Frank Carissa brings the ball out to the 40-metre line.
Butson again.
Good field position. They might be able to convert to some more points here, the Bulldogs. If there is going to be some sort of comeback, it's not impossible mathematically. They need a score in this set.
Suits in. Long ball out to Jones. Jones pokes his nose through. Eventually he gets through, and he's going to back himself here as well and go all the way to the corner and score another one here for the Doggies. So we might have a contest on our hands here.
Yeah, well done from Sutin. He recognises he can get Connor Jones one-on-one with his man. Does so. Beats Locke and
beats Bowie too.
Beats Bowie with pace. So, yeah, there's...
34-22.
Oh, it's going to be pretty hard. If they kick this goal, though, they could possibly score to have a drawn game. They'll need to kick this goal. But nothing is impossible. They'll need to kick this goal pretty quick.
It's still valuable points, I suppose, for the for and against column as well for the Bulldogs. And Miller...
And he misses it.
Misses that one. So it scored 34 points to 22. Still the Hounds with the lead over the Bulimba Bulldogs.
Yeah, I guess Wayne Barnett won't be really happy with the last 5 minutes. 2 tries conceded.
Yeah.
Certainly gives Bulimba probably a lot more credit than due with this second half. They didn't play the best football, were punished correctly for it by the Hounds.
It's been a really interesting contest, hasn't it?
It has, a seesawing contest and momentum that just couldn't be swung back the other way.
Plays in the bin, outstanding tries, tunge above the pack, and Bowie tries. It's had everything.
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, every trial wins a prize. It's just
Butson again, off the back fence. Good run as well.
He's been so impressive this afternoon, Butson.
Got rid of Williams and a set restart, even though it was on first play.
I don't like that.
No, I don't.
There's no reward for it. There's no reward.
Personally, my rules from just a nobody here, a play-by-play caller, if you get a set restart in your own half, I think that should be a penalty. When you're attacking when you're in the opposition half attacking, that's when you should get set restart.
Yeah, at least
penalty in this half.
Especially first or second tackle, where you're really going to get metres, and that's probably the more valuable thing, to start your set from another 20 metres downfield.
The Bulldogs, they might have a chance here to score another one in the last 30-odd seconds.
They've certainly got the numbers to this right-hand side if they can get the ball.
Last play, will they get to play the ball in? The referee won't let them, so Taylor Brown, like we were just speaking about, what a contest this one was.
Yeah, it was.
Mate, your thoughts, there was a bit of everything in this one.
Yeah, I think Normanby do what classy sides do, and they hold on. It's it's been a trait of their football club in the last couple of weeks where they've got themselves into some pretty nasty situations and they've dug really deep and they've been able to push forward and get the points. So, I mean, I think there's probably better standout performers from the Bulimba side, if I'm being completely honest. But Normanby played as a team through those tough periods, and they get the win today.
So Normanby Hounds 34, the Bulimba Bulldogs 22. The try scorers for the Hounds, 2 to Benaiah Bowie, 2 to Henderson Godfrey, 3 to Jacob Tunge. And for the Bulimba Bulldogs, Connor Miller 1, 2 to Connor Jones, 1 to Engelberth, and 1 to Trent Wedding. And I think from the boot, as a team total, 3 from 7 for Normanby Hounds and 1 from 5 for the Bulimba Bulldogs. Reads the score: Hounds 34, the Bulimba Bulldogs 22. Cameron Anchor Taylor Brown with you for this broadcast. We do hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.